Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to Armored Warfare. Today I'm going to be talking about the patch notes for update 0.12.1776. It is quite a mouthful, but anyway, the most visual change is the introduction of the camouflage. There is a camouflage trailer released by Obsidian. I'd recommend you watching that, as well as going into the game to have a look for yourselves. It is an interesting system. You have base paints which are free. You have to play a number of battles on different maps to unlock them, but after that you have them for free permanently for every vehicle. And then there is the camouflage pattern themselves, which does cost either gold or credits. You can have it for 7 or 30 days, or permanently for gold or credits again, which is a good system, but they do cost a huge amount of money, especially at the higher tiers. Over $1 million for 7 days for all 3 types of map on my LAV 600. It does seem too costly in my opinion, especially as it's only for 7 days in that example, and it's a small 3% buff. Hopefully they will tweak the pricing. Anyhow, I'll recommend you have a look in game for that, but it is nice to see some camouflage and customization in the game now. List of changes, however, which are more interesting, are changes to retrofit and skill balancing. The developers have basically noticed that people were being able to reload very quickly with a combination of retrofits and crew skills, as well as the consumables like the food items, and therefore have nerfed certain crew skills, or a lot of the crew skills, so your reload times will be increased, which is somewhat unfortunate in terms of your DPM, but in terms of overall game balance, hopefully this is of an improvement. Now, the other changes also include shadows. They've been reduced in terms of drawing distance, as well as the vegetation on those settings to increase performance, as well as a very minor change. I will be focusing on the more important changes. Vehicles have received buffs and nerfs. Akatsuki has had its reload time decreased, targeting time reduced. BMPT has had 72 has had improvements to its hit points, reload time of the ATGM salvo, AP penetration improved, and accuracy improved on the move and turret and hull traverse. B1 Draco has had 4 more shells equipped to its magazine size, ammo capacity improved by 80, stock AP has been improved to over 330 penetration, upgraded AP to 348, which is nice to see. LAV 600 has had improvements to targeting time, peak accuracy, maximum reticule size, reload time to under 6 seconds, which is very nice to see. Better DPM, but again, it has been nerfed in terms of crew skills. The Leopard has had buffs to its hit points, its ATGMs have been cut in half almost in terms of the reload time, targeting time is improved, and accuracy on the move of the turret, hull, and generally on the move is improved. M2 Bradley has also had a significant amount of changes. Damage and penetration of the ATGMs, and the reload time of the ATGMs, and the damage of upgraded and stock AP and HE ammunitions have also been improved. M48 Patton has also had improvements to its upgraded cannon. They didn't think it was very impressive, having very minor changes really. Penetration has been improved on stock and upgraded ammunition, damage and penetration. For AP, HE damage improved, not penetration, and stock heat damage improved but not penetration, as well as the upgraded damage on the heat rounds. T series of vehicles have had changes. T64, T64A, T72, T72A. Haven't seen a T64A yet, but I assume they're going to be adding them pretty soon. These vehicles have had improvements to hull hit points, as well as 10 more meters base view range, which is nice to see. T72A has had significant changes to its ATGMs, 3 seconds quicker reload, and almost half a second quicker reload on its main cannon. T80 has had improvements to hull hit points, reload time of both ATGMs and standard shells, but not really as significant as the T72A. T90 has also had improvements to its hit points and ATGMs. A significant nerf now to the T90 MS, which has been long awaited. In the previous patch, so 0.11, the T90 MS had a lower plate which could be penetrated by equal and 1 tier lower vehicles, and now this value has been reverted back to that previous value. So if you have a T90 MS, unfortunately you're not as invulnerable as you once were from the front, but your lower plate will probably bounce an occasional shell. And the Zalo-esque mark has also had a fix where it will become highlighted when targeted now. On the player versus player maps, there's been changes to very minor things in terms of Cold Strike and Pipeline. Reactor is returned as a optimized map and visual updates. It is scratched that, it has not returned fully. We disabled the map reactor before. No, I was right. Reactor has also returned after major optimization and visual passes. Player versus environment now. A few changes have been made to Cavalry, Red, Opossum, Ricochet, Sapphire and Snakebite. Most significantly on Cavalry, where enemies were not spawning in the right locations, they would remain outside the map and shoot you. Artillery boundaries have been changed, and audio things have changed as well as UI changes. The last area of updates I'm not going to talk about because they are very long, and I'll allow you to go and read those in your own time. Hopefully you enjoyed this little update video. Significant updates to the T series of vehicles, camouflage and buffs to several others as well. Several other vehicles as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, be sure to give it a like down below. If you think, you see need for improvement, go ahead, tell me in a comment. And if it was of alright length, it's about 7 minutes to be honest, it's quite long, then tell me if it needs to be shorter or longer, or it's about right. And as always, I've been Geogen, this has been Armored Warfare Patch Notes, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.